Hello, America. Welcome to Fast Track to Fascism. My name is Krista.
And I'm Heather.
And today our topic is divide and conquer.
We got this idea from basically everything around us. We see what's going on with the global banks, and we wanted to know how they were able to distract the public in order to take over what they've taken over, and the way they did it. And the way they did it was by the left-right wing paradigm and pointing the blame, and we're going to start discussing those things right now. When you watch television and you see Fox News versus CNN, I don't know if you guys remember back
MSNBC.
to pre-Iraq war, all those channels were like, with us or against us, with us or against us, or you're a terrorist or whatever, which actually Bush, Giuliani, and somebody else said too. Anyways, and right now that we have the election of Barack Obama, the main reason that most people think that Barack Obama was elected was because he was different than Bush. Even though anybody that knows about the banks knows that that's not the case. They're actually part of the same group.
Yep.
So basically, they're like, vote for Democrats because they wanted to, change the vote. Well, if you don't have anything but these two parties, you can't really have a free voice in America. And it allows for a pointing of the finger. So it was Bush's fault the economy failed. It was Bush's fault we're in this war. It's Bush's fault. Let's elect Obama. He's black and he's a Democrat. Like, this is going to be great, guys. Oh, Obama.
Jeez.
Somebody actually graffitied the bathroom at the Silver Bullet.
They tagged Obama.
I thought that was great.
That's gay.
Anyways, so this also has a lot to do with Acorn and voter fraud and pointing the finger during elections and the bickering.
Totally. Get your mind off of the real issues like our economy and foreign policy and things like that, and let's focus on Acorn and Joe the plumber.
Right.
And look, Sarah Palin, there she is. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Right. It's it's basically just distracting that wonderful public that watches Dancing with the Stars in America.
And dividing us because we'll all have our own different opinions about this whole thing.
But they never even
so
talk
they're
about real
dividing
policies that have a matter of having an opinion about. Like, so for instance,
and so
a good example.
We're gonna fight over this crap. The bickering, it starts from this crap that they give us to fight about.
Sorry.
And of course, there are two extreme opinions on both sides of every little thing they throw at us. So, of course, we're going to be fighting amongst ourselves, and of course, we're going to be, being divided.
But see, what astounds us so much, Christa and I, that we really don't understand, is something that is as big as the bailout, where enough people gave a shit to call and to call their congressmen and representatives and senators and things like this, and make a point to know, thousands to one. And then you look at Obama, and he supported it, and you look at McCain, and he supported it. I think we had an episode where we said that if you wrote them and they didn't do what you said, then they were no longer working for you. Wake up, guys! Wake up! Wake up! And we are so happy. We are so happy about how many people that are awake, and we are very, very, very what's the word? Dumbfounded. I mean, it's speechless. You just can't come up with the words when you run into someone else and they know too. Like, it's more than we thought, and it's a good thing.
It's great. It's a great feeling.
So Krista's gonna cite you the
we're gonna do the infiltration and distrust in groups that are trying to be active, whether politically or whether through quilting. In 2007 in Maryland, the infiltration of a protesting group led to the arrest of 53 nonviolent protesters as terrorists, and so of course you got the distrust there.
It's a known thing. It's a known thing. If you guys, God, they came out with it at the DNC. They actually had cops that dressed up and started attacking other cops, and so that way the cops would start attacking the people, and start being more aggressive with the people. That's happened at rainbow gatherings for years. They'd have people dressed normally like hippies throwing rocks at the cops, and everyone that I've ever met at a rainbow gathering knows better than to do something stupid like that, because that's just asking for a reason for them to shut down a free movement. Anybody that wants freedom at all in this country has to understand that if you start, and most people do, most protesters do know that if you start riots, if you start anything that's not peaceful, they will take your right to protest away, because then they can have that fear in the public. Oh, we have to control this. We have to control this. Well, I think everyone that's a protester knows this, and that's exactly something that we need to draw attention. Something I called for on a post that I left on our YouTube channel was somebody had said something about the dumbing down of everything, and I said, well, you know, you look at the media, and most people that watch the news and they're getting their news from this media, of course they're dumbed down. And I think this should be a goal, guys. This should be something that all of us, that we try to make a goal of. We need to try to get legislation passed to free up our channels again, to allow more than just, you know, Clear Channel to own the radios and the satellites. I mean, we need to have, even though that was a government, the satellites were a government-controlled duopoly. They created it. So you guys should look into that. A free economy that makes a government-controlled duopoly is a lot of fun. And then, oh my God, they merged and they're sold together under Clear Channel. It's great. So we also wanted to say that this happened, and the whole media being signed over to these people that pretty much are owned by everything else, and everything is all linked together with these people. We wanted to talk about how debates used to be open. The debate, what's the person's name? The person.
Moderator?
There you go, the moderator. Sorry. It's a fluoride. Before the 1980s, there was actually, from what we've read and understood about this, there was actually women that were elected to run the debates that were part of the women's suffrage movement, and they would elect different people that, you know, that ran the debates and were the moderators, and they would ask questions that everybody cared about, because it was really important to these women who just got the right to vote that they actually
were voting for the right candidate.
And and there was third parties and all this other stuff. Well, it was after 1980s that, or, you know, in the mid 1980s, when they stopped that and they started controlling what questions could be asked, who the moderator was, what was completely off the table. So, like, what was something that
no
I didn't even
parties
watch
at all. I didn't either.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that was addressed was Acorn.
Yeah.
But
nobody, I didn't hear anybody addressing the fact that in New Mexico they fired the election guy because he couldn't find any voter fraud. Bush's cabinet and everything, they just fired him. Yeah, you didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was this guy that he was in charge of making sure and investigating election fraud, and he was hired under Bush. And when he worked for a year, and when he found that there was no election fraud, Bush fired him. And then they also did a whole bunch of stuff to the city of Las Vegas, New Mexico, with purging. Even the mayor of Las Vegas, New Mexico got purged from the voter registration list.
Neat.
Yeah. And so they talk all this crap about Acorn, but all those people that got foreclosed upon in Michigan, there's like hundreds of thousands of houses. All those people, if they don't have addresses, all the Katrina people that don't have addresses, they're talking about people purged from the voter. You know, they're all poor people that lost their homes, or they live in areas that are predominantly Democrat. And you're like, okay, you got Acorn on one side, which is just people getting paid, and you don't even know that these imaginary Mickey Mouses are going to the polls. Or versus, you know, people that have a right to vote and they are actual citizens. They're not made up people and going to vote. I mean, I'd say that the one is worse than the other.
Yeah.
So our point is, this is a big distraction against the real issues, and it's meant to be that way. And by doing this, by distracting us, they've allowed our government to be taken from us, and these laws to be passed, and our Constitution to be raped, and
our country to be ransacked.
Yeah. And they're doing it. They want America to look bad. They want us to look bad in the global eyes, so that we are no longer this free and independent country. We're now just as the other countries are. Not to say we're not, but in our eyes, we're just as the other countries are. You know, we're poor. We have to do things to survive. Great Depression mentality. I'm just afraid of the crime and stuff that's going to happen, and that's how they're going to use fear into getting us to like police. And anyways, united we stand. Divided we fall. That is our point.
Yeah. The point is, whatever. Dude, everybody's got a belly button, right? I mean, you've got your crap, I've got my crap. Heather's got her crap, dude. We've all got crap. We've all got baggage. We all have different opinions.
You make it sound like something else.
No.
She's not talking about anything else here, okay? She's talking about baggage.
I'm just talking about, you know, everybody's baggage,
and everybody has issues, and
everybody's got opinions too.
If we as Americans don't get educated on the real ones that matter, though, and we don't see past this divide and conquer crap they're trying to distract us with, it's like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
And they're keeping it, you know, who smiles the best, who's got the prettiest dress on, like.
What I'm saying is that I really just, whatever. Can't we all just get along? Come on, there are real bad guys out there to fight, dude. There are real bad guys that are evil, that put fluoride in your water and tell you to give it to your baby.
Right. Actually, they have baby water.
Yeah, the nursery water has fluoride in it.
We could do a close-up on my pretty white teeth and you can see the fluoride stains.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
Don't even get a close-up on my teeth.
Anyways, we love you guys. We're going to shoot another episode right after this, so thank you for watching.
We love you!